Now, one of my favorite moments in that process, there were lots of great moments where I felt like God showed up, but one of them was watching people as they walked across the stage and brought their commitments and the financial commitment, they would put that in, but then seeing people with the light bulbs, and Joey talked about the ones, and we asked people to write a name on a light bulb. Some people wrote more than one, but those light bulbs are actually over there behind the cross, and if you walk in and think, why is the cross lit up? Yes, it's cool, but it's also there because every one of those light bulbs represents the name of somebody that somebody in this congregation cares about and is praying for. And we wanted to help you visualize some of those names because it's a little hard to read the light bulbs while they're lit up. So we made this slide with some of those names, and it's just cool to be reminded that you are praying and lives are being impacted. And again, I wish we had time to tell more stories. But I wanted to tell one story of a couple, Jeff and Erin Owen. And Jeff and Erin came right before we launched Reach, and it just was one of those things. It was kind of providential timing, and I got a chance to sit down with them this week and for them to share their story. Jeff started out by saying, I grew up in the church, and so when Erin and I got married, we went to church for a little bit, and then as life happened, we didn't go to church as often, eventually not at all. Around 2023, I injured my arm so that I had a lot of time to sit and think. And as I was evaluating life, I thought, we live a wonderful life, but there was still something missing. We needed more connection to a community, and we needed spiritual guidance, and then I realized I need Jesus more. And so we started to look for a church. Now, Erin added this. She said, we did a lot of online watching of churches, and Jeff decided, let's try Grace Fishers. I wasn't as on board in the beginning since I didn't grow up in the church and had never really been a church person. But as soon as I walked through the door, it felt like home. And Jeff said, the Reach Initiative was good timing for us. That's when Erin and I started to think about how serious are we about this? How serious are we about our faith? I was reading in John 21 where Jesus was reconnecting with Peter and said to him 3 times, do you love me? And I felt like Jesus was speaking to me. If we really trust him, do we trust him with everything? And so we took a leap of faith and trusted him with our money. But Jeff and Erin also put 2 light bulbs in there, and this is what Erin shared about those names. She said, we chose 2 names. We got friends here in the community who have a little boy. We chose him because he loved going to church with his grandfather. And then he lost his grandfather, and his parents don't go to church. And we wanted to pray for him to continue wanting to go to church and find a way back to church. The second name we chose was our nephew, Finn. And we've gotten permission to share this, but at the time, he would have been 14. He's now 16. And as we began to share with our family about our return to church, he began to get curious and ask his family, when can we go to church? And not only has our nephew become interested in faith, his twin sister has also. They asked for Bibles for Christmas in 2024, and they're both reading their Bibles regularly. They also attend teen groups with friends where they can grow in their faith and they can ask questions. And Finn has started watching Grace Fishers online. Now, it helps that Jeff plays bass like he was doing today, and so they like to get online and watch Jeff. But it's more than that. They've even been here a couple of times. Finn and his family have been here a couple of times as visitors, and they've loved it, and they wish that they lived closer than an hour and a half away. When they asked Finn what made him want to find faith, here was his answer. I would say guidance when I'm going through a hard time and hope. I always know whatever I'm going through, it will always be okay. They've helped connect their nephew that they love with faith in Jesus Christ. And this is what they wrapped up their story sharing. And there's more I wish I could share, but it was incredible where they said, we have felt very blessed since we started here, being able to be a part of the family that's here at Grace Fishers. We really love the fact that as we grow in our faith, it's trickling down to younger generations. We're excited to continue with our journey and see where God takes us. And so that's just one story that indicates life change, not just for the family that wrote the names and put the light bulbs in there, but people that they're impacting.